If you're like me and you deal with a little bit more kind of loose hooded skin on your eyelid, a little bit more than you would like. I'm 51 years old, so of course the older we get, you know, the skin on our eyelids might not be as tight as it used to be, but this little skin area here, it can kind of hang over and it kind of makes our actual eyelid space, it can make it disappear. When we do our eyeshadow, we want to make our eye look a little more open. So I've already done this eye here. And so I was doing my eye makeup and I actually do it really, really quickly. I'm not a makeup artist, of course, by any means, but I thought, let me just share with you a really quick and easy, non-technical way of how to quickly do eyeshadow on eyes that are a little bit more hooded and a little bit more loose skin than what we would like. Now, I don't have all of my makeup on yet, but I did already do my brows. I will link below the products that I'm using, but I did use my Kosas brow pencil. This is their Nano Brow. If you struggle with doing your brows like I do, this is like the teeniest brow pencil ever, like the smallest one on the market, and it's perfection if you want to make your brow hairs look like actual brow hairs, especially if you're missing a lot of brow hairs, but you don't want it to just look like a big blob or just super drawn on. I love this pencil, it's absolute perfection. And then I just used a clear from Kosas. Also, I just used their clear brow gel, and this kind of laminates them and makes them stay put all day. I think it's always important to prep your eyes before you do your eyeshadow, so I always use an eyeshadow primer. This is my favorite one. It's super duper inexpensive. It's from Alter Ego. Again, I'm gonna link everything down below. And for my eyeshadow look, I'm gonna be using this eyeshadow palette from Kosas, their Undressed palette. It's been my go-to eyeshadow palette that I've been reaching for every single day. So I'm gonna use this Rephr 26 brush and I'm gonna dip into this shade called Drape into my Kosas palette, and then I'm just gonna tap off any excess. And instead of putting it into the crease that's down here, because if I do that, you're not gonna be able to see anything. Do you see where I kind of created my own crease up here, which will in turn make my eye not look as hooded, or you won't really be able to see that saggy skin. I'm just going to basically draw. Now, normally I would do it in, you know, little swoops, but I'm just doing this to make it easy to show you. So I'm just gonna draw to show you. I'm kind of just gonna do like a C shape. Do you see how I just did that? I'm doing a backward C, or depending on what eye you're doing, I'm just doing a C shape. So I've basically done my whole eye already, and then I just take the Rephr one and just kind of blend that out. And then I just pretty much build from there. Now, if this was a daytime look, since I already have my shape set, I would just take this lighter shade, put it there, and boom, I'm done. Slap on some mascara and go. But since I wanted to create a little more glamorous, I don't know if you'd call this glamorous, but this would be a nighttime look for me, I wanted to deepen this up a little bit to show you. So all I'm gonna do is just build onto that. So now I'm gonna go in the next deeper shade. This is called Unite. So I'll take the same brush, tap off any excess. There's like virtually no fallout with this palette. That's why I love it. And then I'm just gonna kind of build into that. Now I'm not gonna go all the way over this time. I'm just gonna kind of do now a little baby C or a V, whatever you wanna call it in the corner here. And I'm gonna do the same thing and bring it here. So each time I'm just kind of going, I did a big C or sideways V, whatever you want to call it, and now I'm just going smaller. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of this dark shade called Flaunt, tap off the excess, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do a super teeny V, and same thing, bring it down. So it's like a big C or V, whatever, a little one, and then a dark one. I like to start with a lighter shade first, and then work my way up to darker colors, because since I am not an expert, if I go in with a super dark shade first, which you could, like if you're just like an expert or, you know, more skilled than I am, and you're in a hurry and it's your evening look, go in with a darker shade first and then just start blending. But, you know, for someone like me, that ain't happening, because then, you know, I'll just look like I got in a fight. So, you know, we're not trying to have people ask questions. And then I take this small Rephr 3 brush, just same shape as this other one I was using, but it's a little more detailed. And for daytime, if I don't want to use an actual eyeliner, I will just make an eyeliner like a little baby wing with this. And same thing, I always connect it underneath the bottom and kind of do that. I always just go right back with the Rephr 1 and just do like a little quick blend so there's no harsh lines. And then I want to put a little light on the lid. So I will take a little of this light shade, a little of this shimmery peachy golden shade, and then I'll put the light here. Then I'll put the peach. I'll actually go back in with a little of the light and put that right back over and blend. Now adding that light shade on the lid and then that darker shade up here, it kind of disguises where this skin is hanging. Now, since it's gonna be a nighttime look, I did add a little bit of my Ilia eyeliner. I'm just going to do like just a little baby wing here. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll do my mascara first because I actually want this wing to be going up in the direction the way my eyelashes go. So if it's difficult for you to do this, do your mascara first, and then when you see the way your eyelashes are going up, then just put a little dot of this there and it'll kind of like blend in with your eyelashes. And I do not do a thick line of this. I literally just run this along where my lashes are, because if you have hooded eyes or if you have a, limited amount of eyelid space, this is going to cover up that precious eyelid space. So you want to be really cautious when you're using an eyeliner. Either tight line up inside, which I don't like to do that too much, or get a really, really fine point eyeliner and just do right along the lash line. And if you want to just blend that out, you can take a little of the dark shade again and connect it right here, just so it's not like a harsh black line. But again, you don't have to do all these steps. You saw how fast I got that quick daytime look done. I'm just showing you how you could deepen it up for a little more of a nighttime look if you wanted to build on the color. Another thing I like to do is if you have a lot more wrinkly skin and it moves a lot, you might not want to be rubbing it and moving it back and forth. You might just kind of want to be tapping and patting in the place. And that's one nice thing with these brushes is that they just work beautifully on the eyes. So you see how that just kind of patting just kind of builds that up if you're trying to make it look like more of a nighttime look. And then just soften it up and blend. And if you feel like you blended too much and maybe you're like, oh no, the hood is showing again, just take that same brush, don't dip back in, and look straight into a mirror. Don't go like this, just look straight into a mirror and go right back over that line that you created or that C that you did in the beginning. Just go back over it and then just kind of deepen it up again. Oh, and of course I always use a mascara. Now you can curl your lashes, of course, if you need to. I don't necessarily need to curl my lashes because I use a really good eyelash growth serum. Actually, I'll talk about the new eyelash growth serum. It's a prostaglandin-free eyelash growth serum. I'm gonna talk about it in another video because, oh my gosh, I think it's fantastic. It's making my lashes super soft and fluffy and amazing. But this is a mascara I've been using. This is the new one from Benefit, their Fan Fest. This is really pretty. I'll just show you how pretty this is. I'll slap it on really quickly. One final thing that I like to do, you don't have to do this, especially if you're in a hurry, but for an evening look, if you want to make it look nice and polished and have that nice lift to it, I like to take a little bit of concealer. I'll use my Kosas concealer and I'll actually fix this little spot here and I'll just put it on really, really lightly, not a whole bunch. And then I'll just take a sponge and gently kind of lift it here, and it just kind of gives you a little facelift or an eye lift. And that's the final look. Super fast and easy to help disguise that look of that extra skin or hooded eye skin that some of us get, especially the older that we're getting. And if you wanted to see a full face makeup video of how I do the rest of my makeup, I'm gonna pop that other video up here if you wanted to check that out.